I've got Brodie Mohninger here today.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Brodie. We're going to talk about Nestle. There's this really big petition going around. Likely you've seen it. I've seen it about 50 times. Over 223,000 people as of today have signed this petition saying that Nestle should be charged more for their water. On the petition, it says Nestle's wages should be covering a strong water management and conservation program. Okay. They want to protect water reserves. That's what the petition wants. Absolutely. Yep. They want a water management program that shuns corporate freeloaders. I'm okay with that too. We're on the same page.
Right.
Okay. As of right now, bottled water companies can take money, or this is new. They can take money, water out of the ground for $2.25 per million liters.
And that's for access to water, right?
Right. This is where
they're not paying for the water itself.
Yes.
As a commodity.
This is where I think the confusion gets brought up, because all these people are signing this petition saying we want them to be charged
for the
more
water.
for water.
But they're not being charged anything for the water.
No.
And that's where the confusion arises. If you've seen the video of the CEO of Nestle,
yes.
Basically he stated that he wants water to have a market value. And this has been construed as him saying that people don't have the right to water, which he may feel, which may very well be the case. But what he's really saying is that the water itself should have a value, and that's exactly what this petition is also saying, is it not?
Yes. They're saying the same thing.
Yes. So
but basically, I am for everything they say in the petition. I think they should pay more. I think we should be more concerned about where money's going. But there's a problem with this petition, as with many petitions. In the wording, right? So if they continue to go after Nestle like this, and what's going to happen is, if they're charging Nestle more, Nestle can then say, look, we're buying the water.
Right, which could mean that, for example, coffee is bought 5 years in advance. All of a sudden, these companies are buying water 5 years in advance, and they will get the water regardless of drought, and that's what they're fighting for in Ontario as well, from what I understand, where they pay less than $4 per million liters or gallons as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's so basically what's going to happen is, if we continue to petition, which I think we're winning. Like, if I say we're, like, I'm on the side of the petition, I didn't sign it, but the people who are petitioning are essentially petitioning the government to make our water a market commodity.
Do you know what a winning number for a petition is? Like what?
I don't know. They wanted over 200,000. They're well over that.
So they've gotten over it.
Yeah, they're over it.
So in other words, but when a government takes a look at this, then are they considering it in the sense that, okay, people want all of these things that we agree on.
Yes.
But in order to accomplish that, we have to give water a market value?
I don't know.
And tax it?
I don't know the details.
Because that's what some people are saying about the petition, that there's this kind of clause that's worded into it that makes it so that in order to achieve these goals, we need to give water a market value and then tax the water.
Yeah.
Which right now, I'm sure myself, when I first saw this, it dawned on me that, hey, wait a minute, when I get my water bill, I'm not being charged for water, I'm being charged for usage.
Yeah, right. And that's, people think that Nestle is being charged for the water, or even they're charging you for the water. They're not. They're charging you for the bottle and the procedure.
The process, the delivery, like the workers' wages, all that.
You can't actually turn a profit in Canada off of water. You're paying for the bottle.
Yes. Which
kind of gets to a more important point than all of this. I think we would both agree that bottled water, it might just be, that could be the problem there. Like,
it's a modern convenience, for sure.
Yes. If you're really against Nestle, just stop drinking bottled water, specifically Nestle. Now, you've brought up earlier that...
is Dasani any different, just because they're not in the news right now? Right. I don't know how they feel about their $3 access to Canadian water, or even California water, which
even
they're
independent
trading
ones,
the table down there
thing.
too.
Even independent water companies are paying the same amount.
Right.
Like it's
for access.
Yes, for access to the water.
So we pay that amount. Now that brings another question to it, is if we are charging for the water now as a consumer, do we pay the utility fees on top of it? Then we also would be paying for the water itself.
You're absolutely right. So, like, we pay for water. Our taxes pay for water treatment plants.
Yes.
So yeah, you're already paying for the water.
Right.
Through the water treatment plant, and now you're buying the bottle off them for what, it was $2.25 a bottle of water?
Right.
Is that what it costs? It's
Yeah,
expensive.
around there. Yeah.
You're paying a lot of money for a plastic bottle that can only be used once.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean the argument that I've heard for bottled water is some people are uncomfortable with some things that those water treatment plants do. Fluoridization of the water is a big problem for some people, and whatever side of that debate you're on,
regardless,
that is, to me, if you're uncomfortable with it, and from what I've seen, it doesn't offer any benefits dentally, and if it does, it's in toothpaste, and you should be able to make that decision for yourself.
Agreed.
But if you're more comfortable drinking bottled water because of that, I could maybe understand that much.
Yeah.
But that could be a bigger issue that could be brought up with our water treatment plants as well.
Right. Yeah, that's something you could lobby for as
That's
well.
a different video.
That's tomorrow's. Yeah, so basically Nestle is a bunch of dicks and they just want to make money like any other business would do.
And we argue for that because we think that creates jobs, and it's that trickle down economics.
And if we continue if they get what they essentially, I think they want in this petition to be successful.
Judging by the way that I think it lines up with that speech he made, if that water should have a market value as a foodstuff, then yes.
The people signing this petition are giving him what he wants.
The bigger question is who made this petition? Do they have ties to Nestle?
Right. That's something I
haven't looked into.
I never thought about that until you mentioned it now. But that's where petitions are a mixed bag for me. Like, how do you feel about petitions?
Well, petitions have existed for a long time and serve a really great purpose.
Yeah.
But
like Bill C-51 was a well-used
absolutely.
petition.
Subsequently, I don't know if it was effective. But the awareness that it caused was huge, and I think it's going to be a major player in the next election.
Yeah.
But as far as the petition culture that's kind of coming out of the fact that a person can point and click to express their views without having really researched what it is, or actually having a conversation with a real person about what it is they're signing. Yeah. And that being said, I'm sure for years people have walked around the streets, and I've seen videos of people saying, "Here's a petition. For this, will you please sign it?" I think the last one I saw was that people wanted to change the American flag to something more modern, and they were getting random people off the street just to sign it without even knowing why or who he was.
And people just sign it.
Yes.
And let's be honest, how many people do you think looked at that Nestle petition? Because I opened it and looked at it. What percentage of the 225,000 people that have signed it did any more research other than reading that? I bet you a lot of them just read the title.
See, and you assumed I read it because you asked me to come on this program today.
Yes.
But to be honest, I did read it, but the main reason I posted it was because somebody I knew who's a very extreme skeptic posted it initially, and when I did my basic reading of it, I was already biased because I tend to agree with what he already says.
With what the
guy who previously posted it. So there's biases that occur online as well that you might not necessarily look into it as much as you should because you're going into it thinking something because of someone else who posted it or the source that it was coming from.
So basically, to sum it up, we agree on almost everything with the water, and I agree with what the people signing the petition want.
Yes, Nestle shouldn't drink our milkshake.
Yes.
If you have a milkshake, and I have a milkshake, and I have a straw, there it is. That's a straw, you see. Watching. And my straw reaches across the room and starts to drink your milkshake. I drink your milkshake.
Yeah, they should be paying more money, and we should have a government system that doesn't enable them to do that. Because if they get free share of the water, they're just going to go to the courts and say, "Hey, look, we're buying the water; it's owned by us." According to free NAFTA and free trade, we then can't interfere with what they do with it. Mm-hmm. You can bless your conservative majority. I don't want to make it political, but that's the free trade conservative majority. They're all about that, and sometimes it's not an ignoble stance. But this is one of the downsides.
The biggest downside to those type of economics are the environment.
Right.
And we're seeing
that with oil. We're
seeing that with everything that's been put into place, or everything that's been allowed to occur easier because of less taxes and more access at a detriment to the surrounding environment.
Right. So I guess with this...
I don't know if that sentence made sense, but
it's sort of.
I'm glad you agree.
With this debate here, with the bottled water debate, I think just stop. Stop using bottled water. There's oil involved in making the bottle.
That's
There's lots of processes, lots of resources.
I think deep down people know. I mean, we all know when we buy that bottle of water, but we're kind of... And I'm just as guilty, you know. When you messaged me to do this, I looked down at my console. I was like, I've got a Nestle bottle sitting, and
yeah,
you know,
fitting.
And it's just, with as busy as people are and how much we have to do in a day, it's just way easier to not think about it and just grab that bottle of water when we're in a hurry and do it.
Right. And besides, you don't. If we didn't have bottled water, you'd be giving your kids pop at the sidewalk.
You know, we could put it in a bottle at home from our tap.
Yeah, we can do that. You can do that.
That is an option.
Yeah. Brodie, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
Yeah.
There's much to learn.